Hi, everybody. In this elder law interview, I had the chance to speak with Meg Hyatt. She is the executive director of the National Elder Law Foundation, which most elder law attorneys know as NELF. And they're the only national organization that accredits certified elder law attorneys, and you've probably heard the designation as CELA. Meg and I had the opportunity to sit next to each other at a conference, and I was able to hear a lot of the questions that elder law attorneys had about becoming a CELA, what the test's like, what the process is like. And I thought it would be interesting to have her on and kind of provide that information through the elder law interview. We also had a good time sitting next to each other. So I hope you enjoy this conversation as much as I did. So please join me and we can learn more about how to become a CELA. Hi, Meg. Thanks for being here. Can you introduce yourself and a little bit about NELF?
Sure, absolutely. Hi, my name is Meg Hyatt. I'm the executive director for the National Elder Law Foundation, or many of you may know it as NELF for short. NELF is a nonprofit organization that's the only national certification body accredited by the American Bar Association for attorneys specializing in elder law and special needs. Our mission is really to enhance the competence and professionalism of attorneys who represent older individuals or persons with special needs and provide greater assurance to families that they're working with a true expert.
So when an attorney decides, they get to the point where they say, I've been doing elder law for a while, I want to get certified by NELF. What kind of services does NELF provide those attorneys?
So there's a couple different services that we offer. We administer the certification program. Obviously, that's kind of our key point. For attorneys who want to become certified elder law attorneys, or CELAs as we call them, that includes setting the eligibility standards, conducting the exam, which is given twice a year, and then overseeing recertification, which is required every 5 years after you're initially certified. We also maintain a directory of CELAs, which helps clients, families, and other professionals locate attorneys around the country. And it's an interactive directory. They can enter their zip code search. It really allows clients. There's even a feature that they can do directions. It really helps clients find a CELA in their area.
So that's for people that are looking for an elder law attorney to be able to find one that's certified.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of attorneys use it for referral sources, or the public can use it to try and find an attorney. We also offer education for CELAs. We have conferences, meetings, webinars, all of that for attorneys to advance their careers.
How often do you have those webinars?
We have monthly webinars throughout the year. Those are free to CELAs. Some are open to other attorneys other than CELAs as well. It just depends on the topic, and those are offered on our website. They are recorded for CELAs to be able to see afterwards. Our conferences we do once a year. Coming up, we're going to be alternating between a true unprogram and then a forum. And we actually are going to be in Jim's area coming up in Denver in 2026 in September.
It's a great conference. I've been a couple times, and it's just the conversations that take place it's entertaining if you're a dork like me. So talking about elder law issues with people that just think about elder law all the time, it's a wonderful place to be, but I'm not sure I'd recommend it to the general public.
Yeah.
It's a very entertaining concept.
It's definitely designed for advanced elder law practitioners and those in special needs. Yeah.
Exactly. How many CELAs are there?
We have just over 500 nationwide.
Okay. And if somebody wants to become a CELA, what's the designation? What does the designation really get you as far as being an attorney with or without the CELA designation?
Yeah, absolutely. Number one, it really provides recognition of expertise. The credentials and independent verification of knowledge and advanced skill in elder law and special needs. And so it really shows clients that they've gone above and beyond, invested in themselves and their careers to become certified, and that they meet the high standards, and that they have to maintain those high standards as well, because there's, continued education requirements, peer-reviewed reference requirements. So it really shows that they've gone above and beyond. There's also the professional growth, which the process of the certification, we've heard from many attorneys that just studying for the CELA exam alone has made them a better attorney. They do have to dig in a little bit and study, and, it expands their knowledge in maybe areas of elder law that they don't practice in every single day. And so we've heard from a lot of them that professional growth has been fantastic. There's also marketing and differentiation. I mean, obviously that depends on the state and what your state allows for marketing, but you're able to really set yourself apart. Anybody can call themselves an elder law attorney, and having that CELA designation really sets you apart in your marketing efforts. We also provide our CELAs with a toolkit, and so it has sample marketing materials that they can use in social media. They can use print ads. They can do a lot of different marketing opportunities is just a benefit that we have for them, along with sample PowerPoint presentations, because a lot of people are adjunct professors or things like that they can use for marketing materials. We also have access to different communities and resources. Obviously, we have a CELA listserv, which has
Right.
been, really beneficial for attorneys to communicate with each other. Like I said before, we've got the referral basis with our directory and a few different resources for advanced programming and things like that. So it's really a sense of community. Some people we kind of hear it's like NELF is like a family. You go to the conferences and people get to see each other and hug each other and they get to know each other's families. And it's kind of fun to watch everybody over the years.
Yeah, it really is. Okay, so we have this attorney, they're practicing elder law, they've been in it for a while, they're like, I'm ready. So what do you have to do to take the examination?
Yeah, absolutely. So there are a few main criteria that you have to accomplish before being able to sit for the exam. Number one is you have to be a licensed attorney for 5 years. 3 of those 5 years need to be dedicated towards elder law, estate planning, special needs, anything that falls in the 12 areas of elder law that we have defined in our rules and regulations. So just 3 of those 5 dedicated in those fields. There's certain continued education requirements. You have to have 45 hours of CLE for 3 years before you can submit your application. And then you have to have certain case matters over the years that are required to be completed on the long form application. Those again refer back to the 12 areas of elder law that are defined in our rules and regulations and on our handbook, but you can find more details there. But you do have to have certain case matters. You don't have to have like one case in housing. You can have one case that covers multiple areas. It can touch on housing, so it doesn't have to be one case in that area, but you do have to have case matters in those areas.
So you basically have to be a practicing elder law attorney that's dealing with the menage of elder law.
Exactly. Yeah. All the areas of elder law, just to be able to touch on them, show that you're, an expert in those areas.
And then what does the exam look like? Is it multiple choice? Is it essay? What can you tell me just a little bit about what someone would expect to see going into that exam?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do offer an exam twice a year, generally in March and September. For 2026, it's actually going to be March and August because we do have that conference in September. And to be honest, doing an exam and a conference for staff is a little too much in 1 month.
Yeah.
So this year is going to be a little bit different. There's a couple different options on where you want to take the exam. So we'll kind of just jump into that. First is you can either take it via AI proctoring, so you can sit in the comfort of your home or your office and take it, or you can go to a CELA attorney's office and have it
Okay.
proctored in person. The exam itself is 5.5 hours long, which I know feels like a really long day. You do get a 1 hour lunch break in the middle. So there's a morning exam and an afternoon exam. We let you go have lunch, clear your head, eat something, cry, jump up and down, do jumping
Yeah.
jacks, whatever you need to do to kind of get the blood flowing again. It covers 300 points in total. So that usually allocates a point per minute. And it also includes multiple choice and essay. So the morning, you're mainly going to see 30 multiple choice questions, which are pretty much going to cover the non-core areas. And then your essays, which are going to cover the core areas. The afternoon will be about 20 multiple choice questions and then essays. So it's a mix of point value and time for morning and afternoon.
And do you grade all these tests?
I do not.
Who does?
I do grade the multiple choice part. Our system does grade that. We have a team of graders that are going to come in. They are all CELAs. We pull them from around the country and they get together in person. Our process is that 2 graders will grade 1 essay question, come together, meet. They compare scores, discuss the essay answers, and then the grades are averaged into an Excel spreadsheet and we come up with the exam. So we generally have 2 grading committee meetings a year after
Okay.
each exam.
So I've been fortunate to sit next to you at conferences, and the number one question that everyone asks is, I've heard the CELA is really hard to get. What's the passage rate for this exam?
Yeah, absolutely. That does kind of seem to be the number one question that I always seem to get. I think there's a little bit of myth busting that goes along with that. The pass rate used to be very low. We also didn't used to provide resources for applicants sitting for the test. And so I think a lot of people, I would hear from them, they would just sit for the test and just see what happened because they really didn't know what to expect. They didn't know what to study or anything like that. And so they just, on a whim, take it and see where it went. So a lot of times people wouldn't pass on the first time. Our pass rate recently is closer to 50 to 60% on average. So it has gotten much better. There's a couple different resources to help with that. Robert Fleming has a great review course. There's a number of books to study. We do have a handbook that we've released that gives tips from graders. It gives sample questions. We've really tried to provide a lot more resources, which I think has helped people prepare to sit for the exam. So it is achievable. As you and I were saying, you can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it. It's not as scary as it sounds.
Thanks so much, Meg. Is there anything else that you want to talk about that we haven't covered?
I don't think so. I think just if anybody has any questions or concerns or anything that they want to ask me, my contact information is all over the NELF website at nelf.org. And don't hesitate to reach out with anything. And thanks. Let me know.
Yeah, if somebody wants to sign up for the test, how do they do it?
Yeah, so the first step is a short form application and then exam registration. Those have to be done 45 days before the exam day. So for the March exam, that's going to be coming up. And then, just study and take a look. There is a long form application, but that doesn't have to be completed until after you pass the CELA exam. But there's a ton of resources on our website. Reach out to me. Those initial 2 forms are just registration forms on our website. They're quick and easy. And yeah.
Thanks so much, Meg. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.